this game?
What's up, everyone? It's your boy. What game is this? Oh yeah, Gylt.
What game is
I thought it was Trevor's game. All right, so for those of you, because we haven't put this up since like what, April?
Whoa, no, way longer than that.
Okay, maybe like, oh yeah, I made it public in April, but
okay.
you probably recorded in March or something.
Even
like that.
when Nick was coming here all the time, we wouldn't do this every week.
This is Gylt on the Stadia, and Nick has pre-recorded this.
Yes.
He's playing it right now on the Stadia that he brought.
Yeah,
Here, Nick, you switch with me since I'm louder than you, and Ben, you move over as well. If that's okay. If that's all right.
The other side of this door.
Ben doesn't want the middle spot.
So yeah, honestly, I should be furthest to the left.
My voice can carry.
What?
Said yeah.
Okay, thanks.
It's actually very rare for me not to be on the
side. I know.
Yeah.
But since it's Nick's game and he has to explain it, I'll sit furthest away. Can you still hear me, YouTube land? Yes, they can.
Yeah, they said yeah.
You also raised your voice to say that.
I also said it in an accent.
Yeah, the plebs get to share one couch while I get the king's seat.
But what is this game?
Although that seat is like already broken.
Please tell me what this game
Better than
is.
sharing a couch.
I did get it for free.
I was not here for any of these parts.
Me neither.
So this game, not even Nick remember what's going on.
It's like
You're little girl in Horrorland.
It's like Little Nightmares. The game Little Nightmares.
I don't know anything about that, so I can't speak to that. But
all I remember is that this like 8-year-old girl has like the intelligence of like an 18-year-old.
That's every video game. Or it's the opposite.
Girl.
Yeah, so we're in. We just got out of the auditorium. No, we're in the auditorium, I guess.
Let me just look at this map for a long time.
Hey guys, I just want to
pre-recorded part.
I just want to say, by the time this video gets, public up on the channel, we officially have more videos public than Franco-Matic,
Woo!
who has been doing it he started way early YouTube, and we started in what, Trev, like 2013. So we are content creators. We have, what was it, like 1,700 videos or something like that?
We're also 4 people.
Yes.
Dude, when everyone couldn't go to their jobs, he was posting videos like kind of consistently.
Like a madman.
It was only like 2 or 3 videos a week, and like the last part that he put up, he was like, "Sorry guys, I'm not gonna be put out this much content anymore." I was like, 3 20-minute videos a week, and I was like, "Oh boy."
Well,
honestly, 3 20-minute videos is kind of on the low end of like a content creator.
Yeah, especially since he just does Let's Plays. Like, I would understand if he did like 3 heavily edited videos a week. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But he just like does like us, like just does Let's Plays. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes he cuts them. Anyway, we have more videos than him.
Walk into that. Do it.
Why did you do that, Nick?
That's an Arkham Asylum puzzle.
Oh,
That's
also,
the way to turn that off.
Let's get this out of the way. Stadia.
I have like 40 free games now.
Wait, was this released on other stuff at this point?
No.
Or does it have like a
This
year
is a
exclusive?
Stadia exclusive?
It's an exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. I don't know when it ends.
Wow, that really sucks for them.
This is crazy.
For who?
Am I still at school?
The
developer?
Yeah, who made this?
I don't know.
I thought you were saying like it sucks for Google. Who cares?
It's Tequila Works.
Man, I feel bad for Google.
Yeah, I bet they're really hitting the tequila at this point because they're depressed.
Yeah, I'm sure Google didn't say give them outrageous amounts of money.
Well, I think about the exposure that their game is getting.
Yeah, I mean this is 90% of the exposure they're getting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
These videos, these 2 videos.
That's probably
this is the 3rd part out of 5, and I gotta tell you, we're really killing it.
To be fair, when I googled Gylt and specifically complete inbox with no spaces, it was the 2nd thing that came up. So we're really rolling in the views. So, hey, Alex Swingle, how you doing? I don't think he's been watching this one. Alex has only been watching games he likes.
That's pretty crappy.
Imagine not watching every video on this channel.
What games does he like?
We need
to tailor our content exclusively to Alex.
But also, we've just been doing too much stuff recently. It's impossible to assume that one person's gonna watch everything.
Yeah.
Spike puts up like 90 minutes of stuff a day, and it's like, okay.
Well,
full hour
we will
movie.
be doing
Also,
3 different parts of the same game in Super Mario Land.
I've been doing some pretty obscure stuff, and I would understand if someone doesn't want to watch Spike McFang.
That game looks fun.
It does look really fun, and
I
it
wanna
looks like
play
it
it.
looks like actually like a very exactly like the kind of content you would want to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to finish that up tonight, folks.
Although
Although you'll probably see that public before this, so...
But we also, like, I kind of let the cat out of the bag, but there is a challenge amongst Spencer and myself, and then Nicholas also said he would do it.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, so I did...
well, yeah, we're not doing that tonight.
Yeah, I did Game Boy Theater a couple weeks ago. It was, I think, episode 62, where I did Super Mario Land a run, and I beat the game in, like, I don't know, what was it, 31 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that.
Something like that,
minutes.
yeah.
And it was, like, just a one-try playthrough. I didn't restart it and do anything. And then I challenged Ben and Nick to beat that, because Ben said Super Mario Land's easy, and it's not.
No, it is easy. It was a one-try playthrough.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't have to reset.
I die here.
Why?
Ooh!
Because
Ow!
the delay
Oh,
on that
jeepers.
thing electrifying the water was so long, I thought it was broken. So I tried to just go through. And as soon as I get to the door, it kills me.
I mean,
I was kind of upset about that.
I guess I will say hard is subjective, because if you're saying, is it harder than most Game Boy games? Can you beat it? Yes. And a lot of Game Boy games, can you even beat the first level? No.
Dude, I gotta admit to YouTube Land, I could not care less about the rivalry with Super Mario Land between Ben and Spencer. It is the stupidest thing in the world.
It is
Just-
stupid.
Cheers, just like everything we do. It's not as stupid as possible.
No, this is just a trend in our family to just
Bicker
Get-
over random
Well,
things.
about stupid things that don't make any
I literally lost the freaking Death Stranding thing, and then the worst part about it is not only did I lose $100 because Death Stranding came out in 2019, but the game sucks. So like I didn't even like get the enjoyment of being
Subjective.
like Death Stranding is good.
haven't played it.
Very subjective. Ask the person ask the 2 people in this room who have played it, Spencer and Trevor. Is it good? No. It is
Death
not.
Stranding is fun when you unlock the zip lines that skips the entire game.
Death
The
Stranding
zip lines are awesome, but it literally does skip the entire purpose of the game.
Death Stranding is good when you just watch the
purpose
cinematics
of
on
the-
YouTube.
The purpose of the game, oh yeah, or the cutscene.
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, and all the cutscenes happen in the first 10% and the last 10%, and the 80% in the middle. It is a game that functions.
What about this game though?
What about it?
Well, he's doing some puzzles.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick from March. What are you thinking right now?
I realize how bad at this game I am. Like, I wasn't fully prepared.
Although I gotta admit, like, if this is targeted towards kids, I don't know. Like all these puzzles with like manipulating light sources, it's like, are kids gonna understand?
Kids don't know
this-
how light sources
Is this
work.
targeted towards kids?
I have no idea.
I would imagine like 10 to 13-year-olds is probably the target demographic.
Well, let me
And Nicholas is struggling.
let me say
Yeah,
this.
He cannot keep
I
up
am
with
not-
a 10 to 13.
I am not a smart man in any
Cognitively.
way. I've never claimed to be.
Compared to other games that are that target audience, like Bendy and the Ink Machine and Hello Neighbor, this game is much more involved, I will say. So I don't know. I think it might be more for like, I don't know.
Also,
It's a good question.
I always assume that
It's
kids.
a Zoomer game.
I always assume that kids are just incredible idiots for some reason, even though the games I was playing when I was 12 years old were like
Genius
this.
level. Oh.
Not genius level. But
I mean,
I could probably play this game as a 12-year-old, but I just assumed that my 12-year-old self was a gigantic idiot for some reason.
Who's Emily?
Everyone was.
she's, that's her.
Sounds like she's having a good time.
This reminds me of Clock Tower when Jennifer's on the freaking altar, and you're like, "Hey, Jennifer." Hopefully, the same thing doesn't happen.
How'd she do that?
She clearly didn't.
That's
Did you skip that cutscene, or was that just it?
That was
That's
a
it.
goofy situation.
They ran out of development money right there on that cutscene. They were like, "Nope, it's over."
That's probably it. That's like a very fancy machine up there. with like exposed cogwheels and stuff. I'm not sure what exactly it does.
Yeah, the cogwheels that literally do nothing.
Yeah, well, it's not that... Okay.
Well, they've got pistons there that do something. Oh, it drops the camera helmets. Or not camera, projector helmets.
No, I can't close my eyes.
Leave me alone.
Stop the show.
So yeah, that guy is up there. I get hurt when I'm in the view of that, in the spotlight.
So is this like a blind playthrough, or are you like...
No, I've played it once before.
Like before you filmed this.
Yeah. I went through the whole game, and then I was like, well, you know what, it wasn't a bad game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
All things considered, it looks like a competent to good game like this. Like, it's not anything that's gonna reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Not like the stuff I play.
Okay.
Not like
It's
Limbo of the Lost.
It's no Spike McFang.
Thank you. Thank you.
But also, that guy creeps me out.
I can't
I feel when the Limbo of the Lost sequel will never ever happen.
I know, right? It's so sad.
I'm more sad that I think
Yeah,
about this every month.
I know.
Barclay's
I
never
know.
gonna happen.
I'm
Barclay
sad.
gated
I'm
too.
sad too.
Why? Why can't they just? Did they ever release just what they have? Or is it just like literally an unfinished, unplayable?
Well,
I don't
people
know.
don't know for sure, but I mean, there was that community manager that pretty much was like, hey, the team is in disarray. Most of the people don't even work on it anymore. Which, I mean, Kickstarter projects with random developers that probably aren't even in the same state, it's a chaotic nightmare.
Well, this is a perfect time for them to come together and finish. Well, it's kind of nearing the end of the perfect time where they would be able to...
Well, it might happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah! Please no. I can't take it anymore.
Well, it's probably...
I know, but yeah.
We love
But
to see it.
But you know.
I'm doing my part.
Hey, for all you out there, if you're stuck at home again in the future, we have 1,700 videos, and I expect you to watch them all. Start with, just go from the first upload to the last.
Yeah, the first.
Brandon Rages, Street Fighter 3rd Strike, the one where you can't hear anything.
Yeah, I was about to say the first 15 videos where you literally cannot hear what's happening.
My favorite thing...
How far we've grown, lads.
What's your favorite... Okay, this is the CIB Let's Play retrospective episode.
My favorite moment in the history of CIB LPs is actually a Brandon playthrough.
Yeah.
I watched it again somewhat recently when he beats the final boss, the final Bowser in Mario 64.
Really?
The moment, dude,
Yeah, he does like an off-screen throw where you can't
It's
even see what's happening.
amazing. Like
We popped off so hard.
It's something that like a speedrunner would like dream of. It was just amazing. And this is after, remember, this is after, because Brandon never practiced things, so this is after him, like, failing and failing and failing so much in this 120-star run, and then when he does the final boss, he, like, it's like 3 unbelievable perfect throws, and the pop or the yell that we did is, like, you can't replicate it. It was unbelievable. So that's my favorite moment.
And also SM64, I remember him doing like Hazy Maze Cave and being like 1 inch from snapping in anger, and like me and Spencer were definitely actually scared.
We were like, Brandon, it's okay, but it wasn't, like, joking. It was like, Brandon.
Yeah, like I seriously was scared of Brandon. And that's
And now Brandon doesn't come to Let's Plays anymore. Weird.
I went for a while.
But yeah, that's my favorite moment. I'll share it to you guys then. It's so amazing. If you look it up in YouTube land, anyone who's actually watching, just go to our Mario 64 playthrough, which I think has its own playlist, and just go to the final part and just, you know, screen go to where he beats the final boss, and it's amazing.
For my part, I actually just... This is, like, so, like, self-indulgent.
Emily!
But, hold on, we've
Are you
got
okay?
a story.
Cutscene.
Leave me alone.
Oh, Emily's
leave
not
me
grateful
alone.
at all.
Dang.
Don't worry, Emily. Everything's gonna be okay.
The whole premise
it's
of this
not.
game is
Don't
bullying
follow
is
me.
bad.
Don't come any closer.
So it makes sense that it would be for your schoolish aged children.
You said what is bad?
Bullying.
Bullying. Got it.
A really brave stance.
I'm pro bullying.
Now that is a brave stance.
That is what you said, and I respect
You just
you
come
for
out,
it.
you're like, you know what? I really think that kids should get their butts kicked once in a while, and I don't think there's
Oh
anything
no,
wrong
not
with
just kids,
Hold on.
adults too.
Oh, yeah, everyone should have their butt kicked once in a while. Now, that is a stance.
But the thing is, I'm actually pro being bullied.
Gotta get out of here.
I want people to bully me because I get a thrill out
Kick
of it.
my ass!
It's
Kick
it's,
my
ass.
ass!
It's creepy.
There's a lot to what you just said, and we're
Make
not
a
going to go
mockery
into
of me.
that.
Humble me.
So are you
Hey.
saying that the protagonist is a bully, or
I
is it just...
want you to tell me every time I'm wrong about everything.
She's
Like,
a
that's what Nick
bully
said.
through
I
an
do.
action.
Thank you.
So,
or even sometimes
I'm-
when I'm right.
I'm constantly
She's a
bullying
bully
Spencer.
enabler.
Well, you're lucky. I take it weller than anyone else.
Weller.
Murphy,
There we go.
Murphy Weller.
Yeah. So Ben, your favorite part of LP
Yes.
history?
So it is when we were doing the Mario decathlon, which turned out to not be a decathlon in
It was-
any.
It was the polyathon.
There are more
Polython.
that will still play.
We were doing Mario Kart 64, and I did the Wario Stadium skip first try.
I remember that.
I was rewatching that recently just to feel good.
I know it's not live on Twitch or anything, but we never restart LPs, so sometimes the stuff that happens is like rage-inducing
Oh,
or obviously very positive.
yeah.
Nick, do you have one?
No.
Trevor, do you have one?
A particular game. I know that I really liked Ben's Hum 3 playthroughs. They were so comfy.
So comfy.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Hum 1 playthrough just because we're like, yep, look at this game. Look at this game.
It's not that I'll say it's not bad. It's just like it really needed the tweaks that 2
Yeah,
brought.
I mean, it was just
Yeah.
improved in every single capacity
Yeah.
in the sequels.
Well, yeah,
But
by
it-
itself it's fine, but when you
From the other side.
put it against 2
Yeah.
and 3, there's just no.
It's like, why would you?
Yeah. It's
If not just for completion.
I want that painting. That's awesome.
Alex
Well,
Swingle, what's your
yeah.
fative part? Let us know.
Yeah,
You're not
that's-
watching
us
this,
know
but
in the
let us know.
comments.
I miss when our number one fan used to be Travis Freibarger, and now he's not anymore. Now I don't even know if he watches. He used to message me pretty often and be like, "Hey, and this is like literally 5 years ago.
Dude,
Be
he's too
like,
cool for us now.
hey, I was watching your run and blah blah blah. I think a lot of it's because Brandon was doing them as well, and they worked together. So Brandon was probably like, "Did you see my run or whatever?"
Does Brandon still work at the place?
Yeah.
The place.
He stopped doing flipping houses because apparently it wasn't it was too much work for the profit or whatever.
It's
Which
a ton of work.
is understandably so. Apparently they bought a house in Reading to flip, and that's not a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's the end of the story. And they were like, wow, this is really hard to sell. We're done. So he's back to place full-time. Why don't we just...
Don't you mean
Next time,
Blank.
let's go to grocery store that he works. And,
Yeah, I like going there because they do so many things well at reasonable prices.
It's locked with a chain.
the one on blank road with the address of whatever? Just insert in edit.
We're gonna fix it in
edit,
post.
edit the address in.
all right, yep, I'm going to edit everything because
Also,
that's what
the
I
name
do.
of it, his title, and salary.
I definitely edit everything. All right, everyone, pause right now so we can dox Brandon for no reason. All right, great. We have nothing against him, but let's dox him. Okay, great.
Just for fun.
Alex Swingle flies from friggin' Oregon.
It's a fun
Are
doxing.
you Brandon?
Did we just dox? Did we dox Alex Wimble?
Alex has posted. I've only ever talked to him on
He
the
posts
YouTube
his
channel.
address in every
No,
comment.
no. He's mentioned before he's from Oregon, so he's literally said it on public
I'm
comments.
gonna
Also,
look
how
up
can you
many
dox
Alex
someone
Swingles
from
on
an
Oregon.
entire state?
One of the valves.
Yeah.
I
All right,
live in this state.
let's not. Dox.
Although one time he did message us on the CIB page because YouTube was being weird and not letting not showing comments, and I was like, "Hey, Alex Swingle has this on Facebook as well. Good for him." I miss him.
I have a full address
No, you don't.
and a phone number.
Oh my
I
god.
just googled it.
It might not be.
It might not be. I can-
all
can I
right,
call him right
we
now?
cannot.
It's-
we
it's,
cannot
no, it's
upload
like
this.
it's 3
now.
hours earlier for him, so
Oh
it's
my
okay.
God. I do not specifically give you permission, but you're your own person.
Has his YouTube channel.
No, okay. All right, so painting
Really?
room key. What does this do?
Yeah, alright, so we're doing
What's going
this.
on in this?
The painting room key, you'll never guess. I think it opens a painting room.
What?
And this is a painting room. It's a room with paintings. And you paint in it.
Alright, so here's another question for you lads. What's something that certain games do that like is completely unnecessary, that just, it's like a minor thing, but it makes you really annoyed? So I play some horror games where like you go up to like the door and you have the damn key, but instead of it just automatically using it, you have to like go into the menu and use it. And that always annoys me.
Yep.
And some newer games do that. It's not just like original Clock Tower, original Resident Evil. Like original Resident Evil uses it automatically for you.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil 3
For
remake.
for the keys. For the keys.
Yeah.
For the keys, like, I think the remakes, you actually, like, it's a prompt.
Well,
Like-
yeah, it brings up the menu automatically, and
Yeah.
you have to choose it. So.
But that's the
That-
thing
that's
where it's
bad.
like, there's no
Yeah.
reason when you have the dang key that it should be like, hey, I don't know, it's just locked, you know?
For me, it's limited stamina in any game.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I can't stand it.
It's because...
The only reason would be as if the game was specifically made around that.
Yeah.
Like
It's
if it
like
was
when
a
you play-
survival game where you're running from zombies or something like that, I get
Yeah.
that.
Just like 2 weeks ago, I was playing Vice City on PS2, and it's like, it's such a fun
There's
game.
no reason you shouldn't be able to.
And it's
Why-
like,
yeah, why
can't
wouldn't you be able to
sprint
run
the
away as
entire
much as
time?
you
Why,
want?
Besides
why,
the fact that
because
your
you can't run away
character
from the
is, like-
cops all the time.
The cops
I
have
can.
cars.
I've
They're
been running
faster
away
than
from
you,
cops
even
my
when you're
whole life.
sprinting.
I still agree with Trevor. Like if it was like say Clock Tower or a game like that where like, okay, yeah, the whole point is that you're surviving, or Left 4 Dead, or even Left 4 Dead you have unlimited. I agree with Trevor. That's so annoying. Or like Call of Duty games, and I know you guys don't really play those, but like every 3 seconds you have to press the sprint button.
Ben, doesn't Battlefield have unlimited sprint?
It does.
Yeah, so why?
Yeah. So like Call of Duty is like an arcadey style one, and you all you have to do is just keep constantly pressing sprint, and then you'll like keep sprinting.
Yeah.
But you have to constantly press it.
And
It's like
sprint,
no,
sprint
dude.
is like a faster sprint refresh is like a perk. Like
Yeah.
that's an upgrade you can
Also,
apply.
what's the
that
point?
takes up a slot.
What's the
Imagine
point?
being a professional trained military soldier and you can't run for more than 10 seconds.
And you have to refresh your sprint.
But yeah, that is a good one. Nick, do you have one?
Oh, what was the question?
It was
What
like
things you hate in games?
what's a minor thing that games do that's really not a huge deal, but like annoys the heck out of you?
I don't know. Both the things you mentioned are pretty annoying.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the content, Nick.
I don't have anything specific.
Ben, do you have one?
I do, and it is unskippable cutscenes, which is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And text that you cannot just skip.
Especially unskippable, unpausable cutscenes.
Yeah,
For that
yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Anything made after Kingdom Hearts 1, which is like 2005, and it has that, is inexcusable.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was like 2002.
Yeah, you're right. But like Metal Gear Solid 2, great game, but it has unskippable, unpausable cutscenes. But anything made after Kingdom Hearts, because I remember Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X being the first ones you could like skip.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy X.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was the game that let you pause cutscenes, but it wasn't until Kingdom Hearts 2 where you could skip.
Okay. No, and let me take that back. Final Fantasy X, the remakes of it, you can skip the cutscenes, but the
Yeah.
original one you cannot.
10, that actually brings up something else, which was something it did do kind of good, which was like, you know, the summons had like long animations. They had
Yeah.
long versions, but they had an option where you could like do like
That's
short
nice.
summon animations, and I like that. That's a good feature. But like, if you have like long animations for like, you know, some sort of summon or whatever, something that you would actually use frequently, it doesn't make any sense to just have the player watch that the whole time.
That's a good thing that Pokemon does, is
Yeah.
you can turn off the battle animations. Let me add another one.
From the first gen.
And this
Yeah.
is this might turn a couple people off, but I hate random encounters. And especially, and I understand it's how all games work, but a lot of early like Nintendo and Super Nintendo games have way too high of an encounter rate. Like in like FF2 or 3, it's just like every 3 steps is
Yeah,
a freaking
You
encounter.
like seeing them on the overworld.
I like
Yeah.
that, like Saga Frontier, where you have to
Yeah.
like run into them.
It really
Or
only bothers
Sword
me
and
if the
Shield
encounter
or
rate is
Let's
really
Go.
high.
There are certain games where the like I was interested in playing the Lufia games on Super Nintendo, but I was watching SNES Drunk, and which I don't know if you guys watch, but it's a great channel. And he was saying how the encounter rate is like literally every 3 steps, and I'm like, I couldn't play this game. I cannot stand it. And then especially if you do the actual encounters and don't run away, then you're like, where was I going again?
Even the newer Dragon Quest games have on-field models that you have to touch.
Yeah, nowadays, it's just, I understand the limitations back then for Nintendo and Super Nintendo, but nowadays, no random encounters, please.
And, like, just, you know, having overworld encounters and have them being represented by, like, you know, actual, like, models or sprites or whatever, like, that does add, like, a skill, like, a dodging aspect to it. Like, Saga Frontier, like you mentioned, that's like totally a high skill ceiling.
Dude, totally
as far as, like,
skill-based.
evading some of that stuff, because, like, first of all, the movement's just
Erratic.
yeah, it's something else, but, like, you know, if you're good at it, you can really you can save a lot of time. And granted, this is like a speedrunner perspective, I suppose, but like...
Yeah, but it's also an annoyance perspective if you're playing through it. Like, if you're like, I have to go get this item somewhere, and you don't want to fight every battle, it's nice to be able to not, you know?
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's also nice to know that, like, if you're in, like, the final area and you see there's 2 guys on the screen, you're like, I just have to avoid those 2 and I'm okay. Not, I hope I don't get to the last step and get a random encounter. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hate them.
But
the king game that does encounters correctly is Paper Mario, where you have an on-field model and you can attack them for advantage.
Yep, Super Mario RPG as well. Yep, that's the way to do it, because I actually wish...
I really dig... That game is just so good.
I wish Saga Frontier did that
ways.
now that I think about it, where you could, like, get... I don't know, if you, like, run into them from behind, you get, like, I don't know, an extra shot or something like that would be pretty cool.
There's some really annoying games, like Star Ocean 3 has the same thing where, depending on how the enemy encounters you, determines how the battle starts. But it's only negative things, like if they run into your back, then it's an ambush, but there's no preemptives. It's just, if you run into their back, it's just normal battle.
I also, and this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like, trophies, like, at all, or achievements, 99% of the time, just because it's just, like, really, I don't know. Hey, there we go, you just got a trophy, that's funny.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
It's kind of...
So people like George...
depends on how they're implemented.
Yeah, and people like George that play games specifically for trophies, I will never understand.
Okay.
He does.
Okay,
He
hold
does.
on, hold on.
He's played games just for the trophy.
We brought this up the other week, your Steam level. And I remember you telling me you were specifically playing through, like, games on Steam just to get the trophies.
Ben, before you popped off, I was about to say that I like trophies for games that I want to have replay value in. So if there's arbitrary challenges to get me to play the game I like more, then I like trophies. But I just don't understand people like George that only play games just for trophies.
Yeah.
I remember when 360 was around, it would be a pretty big thing on, like, message boards where people were like, what are games that you can just plow through real quick and get, like, a bunch of achievement points? And I specifically remember one, it's an early 360 game, King Kong, which is like a really... But no,
wow,
it was literally
like
something
era.
people would be like, and remember, we're talking 15 years ago, people would be like, yeah, go to Blockbuster, rent King Kong, you can beat it in, like, 3 hours and, like, easily get, like, I don't know, 2,000 achievement points. And people would do it, they would, like, go rent it, it's like an average game, beat it real quick, return it, and then go to the next thing for achievements. There's people who are really, really, really into achievements and trophies and stuff, and I guess I just don't have the time for it.
Like, for example, I 100%ed Final Fantasy VII on Steam, and the achievements there are just so fun because it gets you to do, like, a whole lot of extra stuff.
If it makes you play the game differently, I think that's pretty cool.
I don't know.
But, like, not, like, different in a way that's, like, stupid or unfun.
Yeah. I find a lot of the PS4 ones just to be, like, annoying.
Yeah. Achievements that are just, like, time-wasting, like, oh, play the game on easy.
Yeah, and there's always,
beat the
like...
game without dying.
There's always one or two where I don't feel like they're skill-based at all, that is just, like Trevor said, where it's just, like, I have 97% of the trophies, but one's like, hey, play through again and, get this one item that you have to go 90% through the game for, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
I also don't like
so
grindy ones.
Yeah.
Like, achievements that are just like, you know, beat 1,000 enemies in a game that you know, there's not that many enemies or whatever. Like, I don't care for that. Like,
I feel
want,
like they were running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we need more achievements.
Like, that's like I both like and dislike how the Resident Evil 3 remake, which is probably one of the few modern games that I've played like in the past year.
Well, that's a shame.
So what's the deal with that doll that's right there and not attacking
Just
you?
hanging out.
It's a battery-powered mannequin dealie.
Well, if someone was drawing the Joker.
I mean, it sounds like a music box.
But Resident Evil 3, like
You're off by 1 inch.
I have a love
No,
hate
Yeah,
you got
fix
both
it.
of them.
kind of perspective on how they implemented like achievements like in game, because like they're also tied to like how many points you have in like the shop, the like in game where you can buy like infinite handgun or infinite like rocket launcher, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that stuff in game is cool.
Yeah, like it's cool how it's like tied to that, but like sometimes it's just like defeat 100 enemies with the handgun or whatever,
Yeah.
and it, like that's not like a difficult one, but it's kind of annoying, and like it forces you to play a certain way.
Wait, so my question is, why did you, of all modern games to play, pick the Resident Evil 3 remake? Like, I love Resident Evil 3, and the remake is, like, so underwhelming.
I liked it.
Really?
Yeah, I really like the Resident Evil 3 remake.
Wow.
And
I just found it too short and Nemesis was too scripted.
it's very short, and Nemesis...
I mean, if it was short and, like, amazing, you know how much I love Resident Evil 3. I love it. And I literally couldn't fathom replaying that game again. I beat it and instantly gave it to Trevor.
And there's
I
just-
actually...
there's
I've
just
replayed
some
it
weird-
several times.
Wow.
Yes.
I just couldn't.
Definitely did.
There's
I
just
don't know.
some weird changes in it, like
The whole thing will fall.
having Carlos do the police station revisit. I never understood it.
I
Cutting the
really
entire
wanna see it
clock
break into
tower
many pieces.
for a fight that was okay. I don't know.
It's just the only time you
It's
see
not a
Nemesis,
bad
it's just a
game.
dang fight, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's like it's
No
not a
running
bad
from
game.
it.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, Nemesis should have been way closer to Mr. X.
Yes.
Like,
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
Like he only had one area to free roam, and it was only after you were like pretty much done and just running back to.
And the first
subway.
time I did it, I didn't even realize it, but it was like 3 rooms, and I was like, oh, he's not following. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and then it never happens again, other than scripted things.
like Mr. X is like
You can trust
absolutely, he's terrifying. One of the most like,
What in
I
the
don't-
world?
She's
Oh.
stealing your soul, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, I was kind
I
of
kept
confused.
freezing them and knocking them over in the hopes that they would shatter, like in other games, but no, it doesn't do anything. You can freeze them for a little bit and that's it.
Do you have unlimited freeze or no?
Yeah, you can only use it for a certain amount of time, then it has to recharge, but it's unlimited.
Yeet.
Yeah,
I don't know. I unfortunately, I try every time a new game comes out that I would potentially be interested, I try to get my hopes 0 up. So then if,
0 up.
I don't know how to say it, not get my hopes up.
7.
There you go.
Because, because, if I get my hopes up and it's bad, obviously I'm very disappointed.
Get my hope 0 up.
Bruh, I just came from talking to customers 10 straight goddamn hours. You gotta give me a break. It was so busy today.
So funny.
Anyway, just because being disappointed is worse than being, like, pleasantly surprised. IMO. And unfortunately, I got, a little hype for Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I was very disappointed. Although, I enjoyed FF7 Remake, now that I beat it, a lot more than Trev, apparently, because the ending didn't bother me. You know, we're not going to spoil it, but Trevor thought it was, like, very dumb, and I was just like, whatever.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
And it's fine. I mean, you know, it's whatever. But, like, I expected going into it that it would be pants on head, and it's just kind of dumb.
Can I borrow a PS4 and that game?
If we ever literally get PS4s ever in again at CIB, maybe.
Just give me yours. You probably have one here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like...
Trevor, give me yours.
Okay.
It's not like the kids use it literally every day to stream everything ever.
Okay.
Hmm.
Fine.
And it's not like I'm currently playing Last of Us 2.
Fine. I guess I'll just get my own.
Good luck. Dude, they're impossible to find right now.
Dude, when the PS5 comes out, they'll be everywhere.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
And by then, they might even announce the PC version.
We probably get like a dozen calls a day about PS4s, and we have not seen any for some time.
If they do like Final Fantasy VII Remake on PC, that would be ideal. I don't know if that'll ever happen.
I feel like
I could actually play it now.
Sony had to pay a lot of money to Squaresoft to get that just on PS4.
Squaresoft.
Huh?
Square?
Locked from the other
Square
side.
Enix.
Square Enix, there we go.
Who cares?
Squaresoft.
No, wait, Square? You mean Square Enix?
You
yes,
said
Pat.
you used the more than 20-year-old name.
Square?
Squaresoft.
What's wrong with Squaresoft?
Huh, did anybody not know what he meant?
Square
No?
makes software.
It's like it's weird.
Wait, what? Squaresoft? That was an actually
it's
moment.
just weird.
Ben is literally actually, Squaresoft does not exist anymore. It is Square Enix. Oh, sorry, Ben. Really. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Sweet.
I'm not.
It's like
I would say that,
if I'm giving directions in New York City and I'm using
What is going
the
on?
world. No, I'm not gonna go there.
How did you turn that
Reference
into?
point.
How did you?
Because
did you
it's
even
also
do
an
that?
event that happened nearly 20 years ago.
Okay.
Something
But,
that
you're-
was there.
It is almost
Final
20.
Fantasy VII Remake on PC would actually be easier to do because Final Fantasy 15 got a PC release. And
That's
that was,
actually, you know what, now that you bring that up, like it does actually seem likely that'll eventually happen.
Yeah, I didn't consider the Sony licensing thing, so that actually might be the main reason.
And the original Final Fantasy VII is on PC, and has been for a long time.
Do you remember when we borrowed Final Fantasy VII from Spencer for PC, and it played all the cutscenes upside down?
Oh, really?
Did it really? I
I had a physical copy of that.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
And
It was-
our PC sucked.
I have no idea why.
That's
that
so
bothered
funny.
Every time, everyone was just rotated 180 degrees.
That's so weird.
I remember like thinking I was so cool because like I would just like click in the actual like, you know, disk itself or whatever, like on the computer and like find the individual files for like the cutscenes and
Yeah.
being like, oh, I'm such a hacker. You know, like like, oh, look, it's the weapons one. Oh yeah, I'm so cool. And it's like, yeah. That is funny that it played upside down. I think the old school version, like the disc version, was still pretty cool for PC. It had very little load times, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I have the big outer box for the PC release, but I don't have anything inside of it. It just got traded in one day. I was like, I guess I'll just take this.
I love big box PC games.
Yeah, they're cool.
If I had more room, I would definitely collect them. I think they're very neat.
That seems like the most...
I didn't see that bucket till later.
The worst thing
My
to
bad.
collect.
No, just very specific ones like System Shock and Half-Life,
Okay,
and
yeah.
really, not like I'm gonna get every one or whatever, like Cabela's Big Game Hunter.
Yeah,
but like very specific ones.
I saw some guy with like a huge big box PC collection, and it was literally he had to like rent out a storage thing,
Cool.
and it was just like 20 bookshelves, and you can only fit like 8 games per bookshelf because they're so big.
I would do like Age of Empires, stuff like that, but there we go. But yeah, like only specific ones. I can't imagine being like, hey, do you have I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, Hoyle's Bicycle Casino thing?
What? Why did
That's
you?
a
Why that
card
game
game?
specifically?
I don't know. It's just like the most. It's a game we had growing up, but it's a game that I'd be like, I gotta collect this.
I want to get
have-
the putt games.
Okay, I remember when I went
Dude,
over...
I'm literally gonna do those someday, Trev. By the way,
dude, I would appreciate it.
the putt games.
You can probably get them
Hell
on
yeah.
GOG pretty easily, or just probably.
I
download
remember
them.
when I would go over to your place when I was a child, you had like a CD-ROM, which was like Monty Python's Flying Circus.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that adware thing that completely ruined one of our PCs.
It did because like we installed a bunch of stuff. It was like, remember back in the day when like virtual desktops were like a thing where it'd be like, hey, in the background it'll always be moving or whatever, and
Yeah.
we installed all this
So
all this
cool.
stuff.
Oh, Spencer, you have to do the I can't even pronounce it. Monty Python game.
Oh my god.
So cool.
It was I forget which one. It was Flying. It was just Flying Circus, and it was just like not even a game. It was just click stuff and stuff happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that PC was like completely ruined
That
because of
ruled.
it.
Someone was doing multiple paintings of the Joker. Remarkably
That's it.
consistently, too.
All right, after Spike McFang and probably the next Super Nintendo game I'm doing, which is probably only a 2-sit down, I'm just gonna do random old PC games that are stupid. We've already done Goosebumps.
No, that rules.
And it's time to do Putt Putt. All right, later we're gonna have to compile a list, and I'll just start going through them. Putt Putt, Monty Python. Oh, I wanted to do Math Blaster, like literally the ones made for like second graders.
Yes!
But I don't care. And I'll be like,
Yes!
wait, 7 times 5?
What was that game you played all the time that I hated?
Dr. Brain.
Remember I just found it the other day? Or a couple months ago?
Me?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Dr. Brain would be such
Remember
a good
Dr.
LP.
Brain? Some of those
Yeah.
I feel would
I
still
don't
be
know
kind of
Dr.
hard
Brain.
now.
Fallen Haven? Was that one?
No.
That wasn't the same.
I like that game.
But, like, yeah, that's
I gotta be honest,
Wow.
90s, mid-90s PC was Kino.
Soulful.
Very soulful. I mean, we've always been more, I mean, myself personally, I've always been more console than PC, but mid-90s PC was very soulful.
Hopefully it smashed one of those stupid mannequins on
Hey, excuse me,
Stadia.
that's what we use for everything. If something has soul, it's soulful. Like the Sega Genesis, the sound on the Sega Genesis is soulful.
That's a good way of saying it sucks.
There's
It
nothing
has
else
a
quite
lot
like
of
it.
heart.
I'm hoping a lot of these, like, I'd pay like $5 a game if I could just download them on like Steam or whatever.
Or good old games.
Oh, is that something I can just like sign up for?
Yeah,
or
that's like a
whatever?
DRM version of PC
DRM
games.
free.
What did I say?
DRM.
Oh, yeah, I meant DRM.
And it's stuff that's like available to like purchase or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They wrap it so it runs on modern PCs too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it...
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll have to
There's
check that out.
basically like a...
Good Old Games is owned by CD Projekt Red too.
Oh, good, I like them. They're
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I mean, not if you look at their labor craft.
Oh
Oh.
my god.
Well, every single
Crunch, guys.
every
Literally
every
every-
single game company.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry.
no,
Nope, they're the only ones that
it's-
crunch.
it's
There
a-
was so
no,
much
it's a
controversy
legacy
over Naughty
problem.
Dog
Nope,
doing
I
that.
know. They've just been particularly high.
Remember when Red Dead 2 came out and everyone was like, "We worked 80-hour weeks."
Yeah,
We nearly
Rockstar,
died.
Naughty Dog just had a controversy about that before Last of Us 2 came out. Every development studio does it. I'm not saying it's good, but...
Good
No.
old games. All right, I'll sign up for that later tonight. 'Cause
GOG.com.
Nick,
I'm-
are you
I'm-
excited for Cyberpunk?
I've never played. There was a previous one, right?
Did you see they
I
moved
never
that back
played it.
again?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
there was.
It's
I don't
November.
think
It's
so.
November now.
Really? I thought people were
I'm
like,
not-
oh,
I'm not
Cyberpunk,
certain about
There's a
it.
new Cyberpunk.
I think you're
I
thinking
don't
of
know.
like
I've never
Shadowrun or something like that.
I've never played.
And I might be thinking of something else.
I
when
played
say
Witcher
Shadowrun.
like last year. I tried to play Witcher 2 and I hate it. But I just started Witcher 3.
You like the first one, but hate the second one?
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
he's the
weird.
first one I've ever
I don't
heard
know.
that has that opinion.
I can't explain it.
I don't really like the Witcher games, but I'm
I
probably
like
gonna pick up
worse
Cyberpunk.
combat. I like combat that's bad.
All I know about them is they brought out all DLC for Witcher 2 and 3 and
Oh.
made it free,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. All right, so that is the end of Gylt. We talked about Gylt a lot.
I mean,
Oh, I was
anything
gonna
they need
ask
to
what
know
this
they
game
can
was
see.
called.
It's good as a background thing. All right, we'll see you guys next time for Gylt Part 4 on
Part
the
4.
Google Stadia.
Buy sheets.
Buy sheets. Buy Stadia. Can you even buy Stadia anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, you can still buy it.
It went down in price. It's like $100 now or something for the.
Buy fiber internet to be able to play Stadia.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Buy.
But my work pays for it, so.
Oh, I have a job.